talk about. So yes, today we are going to delete a ball that we've created, one of three. And we're going to do it if the spacebar has been released. So here's how you check if the spacebar is released. You make a variable outside of your while loop. And it has to be true or false, Boolean. And I'm going to call it is space up. Something like that. And at the beginning of my while loop, I'm always going to assume the spacebar has not been pressed, has not been released. So I'm going to make my variable equal false. So constantly equal false.
Bro.
Yo.
It's this kid. It's not us.
Oh. Okay, stop that. And then inside of this other while loop, this is the event loop, okay? And in this event loop, this is code that's looking for events in your code, which happen to be mouse presses, mouse movements, keyboard movements, anything that could happen in your program goes inside of here. The only one we've ever looked at in the past is to check if you have closed your window. And if you have closed your window, then it says close the window. If I get rid of this window.close, or if I get rid of this whole if statement, you'll see that I'm not able to close my window anymore. Watch this. Oops, sorry. It doesn't do anything now. Okay, so, and if I hold my mouse in there or move it, you can see I can stop my program because what's happening is an event is happening. So this is stuck in an infinite loop because it's always polling an event to be true. So that's why sometimes you can stop your code if you want and look at it. If I hold down this, I can stop it. Sometimes if you write code in here by accident, your game gets really super choppy because it's running like more than 60 frames a second and it's stuck in this loop. Or your program only runs when there's an event, so it only runs when the mouse is moving and you get weird things happening. So let's forget about that for now. We'll keep that in there, but we will check to see if the keyboard is being released. And so we'll make our own if statement to do that. If, and we're just going to kind of copy this, the way this structure works here. Event is the variable type that they've created to see if things are happening. Event.type equals equals, and I guess there's some kind of constant ones in here. Let's see if there's one for key released. There we go. Okay. So now if any key is released, it will do something, but we want to make sure that a key is released and it's the space bar. So we have to write and event dot key dot code equals equals keyboard, and then you can pick the keyboard key you want. I'm going to use space. So that will check if the keyboard is being released, which is good for us, right? Because you know that if is key pressed can be true like 60 times a frame, and even if you just tap it, it'll still be true. Like if I try to delete a block every time I tap the keyboard, it registers like 5 clicks every time I tap it, so it'll delete all my balls instantly. So here I just say is space up is true, and now for the rest of my while loop, for that one particular frame, it knows if the keyboard was pressed up or down. Okay. Let's just try it by putting a cout in here and putting in, I'm just going to output my variable is space up. So if I run this, every time I press space, I should get an output of 1, but only if it releases. If I hold it, nothing. Okay. Let me use that to delete one of these balls here. And so let's do that. Couple things I have to do or else it will crash. Let's look in here somewhere. Let's just do it in here. Let's go if is space up is true. You don't have to write equals true if you don't want. Just assumes if you have a Boolean variable, you're checking if it's true. So if it's true, I want to go to my list of balls. Dot, is there an erase command? Yes. I'm not going to use the erase command. I'm going to go pop back. I just want to delete the last one. Okay. So that should delete the last ball in the vector. I could also say erase if I wanted to. This might crash though. I think it probably will crash instantly. No, it deleted it. But look, it's still in the physics world. You see that? Deleted it from my vector, but watch. One of the balls hits it still. It's not out of my physics world yet. Okay, so it's still an object inside of my physics world, but not an object on my screen anymore. So if I do this, before I delete the thing, I want to erase it from the world. So I want to go and find a command that deletes a body out of a physics world. Let's look. World dot destroy body. That's a box 2D one. See that? It's looking for a body to give it to delete. So I will go b dot back. That's the last one in my list, and then I'll go dot body because it has its own body. So that'll pull it out of the world as well, and then also pull it out of the vector. The order matters. You can't pull it out of the vector and then pull it out of the world. Probably crash. There. Okay. There's another one. Last one. If I press it again, it'll probably crash. Crashed my game. Okay. Try to delete something out of a vector that didn't exist. So I might want to protect myself here and say, make sure B has a size to it. Make sure B.size is bigger than 0, or else I don't want to delete it. Because if B has nothing in it, it will try to find it in memory. If it can't find it in memory, it won't just skip over it. It will crash. It's called a memory leak. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't crash my game if I press it. Okay. That's how you do it. Not too hard to do. Okay. If I wanted to erase the second one instead of the last one, I could go dot erase b dot begin plus 1. That would erase the very first one. Or no, that would erase the second one because b dot begin is the first one. And then here I would go b1 dot body. That would always delete the second ball in the list. But it would actually crash if it was greater than. So I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but that's how you erase specific ones. You know, in your game, let's say two things collide and you want to delete one. That's how you do it. You pluck it out of there with that dot erase. So I erase the second ball. Here I erase the second ball, and I can't erase anymore. There you go. That's how you erase stuff. Easy peasy. You're going to have to do that with bricks, right? Figure out which one you hit and then erase it. So you will want to use that erase command. Okay, so try that. Should be helpful for you.